and welcome back to Mina Wonders. So if it's your first time here, I'm Mina and this is a Booktube channel. Hello everyone, good morning. So wow, the light in here today is so strange. Anyway, today is just going to be a more straightforward reading vlog. I was able to be very productive this week and I got pretty far along in my academic reading. So as a reward to myself, this weekend I'm going to be doing a lot of fun, leisurely reading, which is something I haven't been able to do in a long time, and I just thought that it would be a good idea to kind of vlog this because I think these kinds of feel-good vlogs are just fun to make and fun to watch. So yeah, today I am reading a book called Conversations with Friends by Rooney, and I started reading it last night, but I didn't get to vlog that because I was reading it whilst in kind of like a semi-drunken stupor. I had some wine and I was like, oh, I feel like reading a good book, and I started reading it and it was really good, but then I fell asleep, obviously because of the alcohol. So this morning I am just sort of chilling out. I'll flip the screen over so that I can show you guys my reading setup for today. I showed you guys my desk a couple of videos ago, or maybe just one video ago, and yeah, so this is my new setup, which kind of helps me with distraction. So before I had like the double screen setup, but then it wasn't really working for me, and then I got this monitor, which gosh, I know it's kind of like a splurgy item, but also I think it's really worth it because I used to use my boyfriend's old monitor, but the resolution wasn't up to par with the MacBook's resolution, so it would be very hard for me to make videos. It was just a difficult thing because the colors were also different. Like even if I'd adjusted, there would still be a significant difference like in the temperature, etc. So yeah, so there's that, and then the old mechanical keyboard. I'm currently listening to this Dark Academia playlist. These are my tarot cards. I pick a card every day. So today's card is Adjustment, and this is the Thoth system. Then I used my old laptop riser as like a book stand because my neck kind of aches. She aches! And yes, this is Conversations with Friends, plural, by Rooney. And so far I am really liking it. It's nice how Rooney really likes to talk about friendships. I think I find that very refreshing. I feel like there are a lot of romance novels out there, but they always fixate on like the erotic relationships, but there aren't enough romance novels, or you know, novels that kind of dwell on and explore friendship. So far so good. I am really enjoying it so far. I think the real strength of Rooney is that she's able to talk about friendships in such like this beautiful and clear way without it ever seeming boring, or without it ever seeming like she is sort of just boiling characters down to their basic roles within the friendship, if that makes sense. I think right now I kind of am enjoying this a little bit more than I enjoyed Normal People. Of course, you'll have to wait and see until I finish the book if that's a verdict that remains true. But I feel like when I think of Normal People, I always think of the show first and foremost, and yeah, it's kind of hard to divorce that from the novel itself. So
'cause we got no more if only, and we stopped feeling bad. It's a different kind of sadness. It's a different kind of fear. Now we're stuck in this waitlist. and the end is getting near. So I'm moving on. Yeah, I'm moving on. It's like they're all watching. We're on our way to the ground, and I don't love you the same way. We're still moving, but without a sound. God knows it's a long way down. It's a different kind of lonely, it's a different kind of sad. 'Cause we got no more if only, and we stop feeling bad. It's a different kind of sadness.
Okay, so the first book that I'm going to be reading today, or that I have been reading today, is Letters to Milena by Franz Kafka. And this collection of letters, like, I always feel this strange, like, ambivalence toward letters that are published post-mortem, just because it always feels like snooping, you know, and it always feels to me like I'm not sure if it's ethical or like if it's correct for me to be doing this. Like, I understand that it is like a showcase of skill and of talent, but like no matter how successful I was able to become as a writer, I definitely wouldn't want other people like snooping around in my correspondences with my friends. And in particular, this book kind of catalogs Kafka's letters to Milena, who was a translator and who was kind of involved with him in this very emotional affair. And the thing is that they only met once, like met once, which was for 4 days when they kind of consummated their love affair in Vienna. Yeah, and then they never saw each other again until the both of them died. And out of spite, I think Kafka burned the letters that Milena had sent him. So Milena, to whom Kafka ironically left all of his diaries, was able to publish this volume, which only contains Kafka's letters. So it's strange for me reading this book because on the one hand, like, wow, you know, Kafka, what an articulate guy. I feel like anyone would fall in love with him just reading these letters. But at the same time, it's like, oh god, poor Kafka. You know, where he like wrote all of these letters and they were so private, and now we're reading them. But that said, I do feel like I'm more curious than bothered, in the sense that I want to know, like, I want to know more about what happened to their relationship after the 4 days that they met. And yeah, right now I'm sort of stopped at this part where, oh, and by the way, sorry if the AC is buzzing. It's like a super hot day today, so I can't help it. Yeah, so I'm at this part where Kafka is basically talking about why he isn't sure if he should go to Vienna and see her or not, and I'm just like, Kafka, it's gonna be okay. Good morning, everyone. So it's a new day, another day filled with reading. Today I want to do just a super duper kind of quick haul because some books that I ordered a couple of weeks to like a couple of months ago just arrived, and I'm super duper excited to show you guys these books, and I might actually start reading them already, which is kind of this bad habit that I have where the books that arrive the most recently are always the books that get read first, which wouldn't be a problem if I was kind of consistent with that, but I kind of fall out of it where it like happens in cycles. For example, if I get 2 books that I really like, I will read those 2 books really quickly, but then if another batch arrives, let's say 2 books, and then after that 2 more books, then the 2 books that are kind of sandwiched in the middle of that cycle will not get read for a really long time. Anyway, okay, hold on. So these are some books that I bought first from Instagram, from Bookends Beginnings, which is this really great Instagram shop that does this kind of pasabay type of thing, where they buy books from the US and then everyone kind of pitches in for the shipping in a pre-order kind of method, which I really like, and I've been buying from them for almost a year now, so I really trust them. So these are some Fitzcarraldo editions, and I've always kind of really enjoyed the way that these look, just because it's nice, you know, there's no distraction of the cover, which I kind of like in other books because of how artsy those covers can be, but also I feel like it just sets you up for a kind of expectation, and there is something about these covers that are just very classic. Although something that they kind of irk me is that this white one, it has like some gray, I'm not sure if you can see, but it's got like some graying, and I think that's from being pressed up against this blue book. So I do kind of wish that hadn't happened, but it's fine, it won't really interfere with my experience. So this is Minor Detail by Adania Shibli, and this is a book that I've been really wanting to read for a long time, because I know that it does have to do with like post-war. I also recently watched War and Peace, which is like this movie sorry, I'm so jacked up on caffeine right now, but this movie that was starring Audrey Hepburn and Mel Ferrer, and it was based off of the Tolstoy novel, and it was just so freaking beautiful and sad, and yeah, and I'm interested in reading more beautiful sad things, so I'm definitely excited to read Minor Detail. Next is The Hatred of Poetry by Ben Lerner. So the thing that captivated me about this book initially was honestly the title. So I am working on a poetry thesis right now, but I'm also very excited to hear like what this could entail, because you know, how could anyone ever hate poetry? But at the same time, me after writing or rewriting like a draft for 25 times, I'm just like, fucking poetry, you know? The next are more kind of esoteric like books, because I do study tarot and I do read tarot cards. I think I've spoken about that on this channel before, but I kind of deleted those videos and migrated them over to my tarot channel, and I have a podcast also that talks about just the daily experience of tarot in general. So yeah, this is the Book of Thoth, or Thoth. Some people say Thoth, but you know, I'm Pinoy, so I'm gonna say Thoth. So the Book of Thoth by Aleister Crowley, and I actually read this on Kindle, but I realized that the sort of limitation of a Kindle is that you can't really reference your notes as directly as you would want to while you're reading the cards, just because it takes a lot of clicking. And then let's say you're looking at certain information about a card, you can't put the notes directly alongside that, so if you click the note, it will pop up and kind of cover part of the page. Oh, syempre baliktad. This is the Qabbalistic Tarot by Robert Wang, and oh my god, I'm so excited to read this. Like, I've been super obsessed with Kabbalah recently, but of course I know that Kabbalah is like a wide field of study, and it's sort of this aspect really of like mystical Hebrew tradition, but I'm so in love with the way that it interacts with tarot, and the way that Crowley and the Golden Dawn kind of put those two concepts together, because I feel like it just enhances the reading of the cards. Anyway, I could go on about that forever. So yeah, so that's my mini haul for today.